here with 32 NFL season previews in 32 days. We are on day 17. We just finished the AFC off yesterday, and now we're going to turn our attention to the NFC. And who better to start with than the defending Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As always, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our team previews and all of our season-long NFL free picks. And smash that like button because the preseason is in full swing and the NFL season is just around the corner. Man, it is a good time of the year. Get excited. NFL is back. Before we get into the Bucs season preview, just a reminder, we're also giving away $1,000 in our NFL contest this year at grandstandbettors.com. The link is below in the description. Head on over to grandstandbettors.com, get signed up, and who knows, maybe you'll be taking home $1,000 this NFL season. While you're over there at grandstandbettors.com, become part of our family and start living that grandstand life. But without further ado, let's dive into the Buccaneers season preview. And to do so, let's take a quick look back at that Super Bowl season. Despite receiving a lot of criticism throughout the season and only making the playoffs with an 11-5 record as a wild card team, the Bucs really did put things together at the right time last year, went on a nice run in the playoffs behind Tom Brady and their defense, and ended up winning Super Bowl 55 by embarrassing the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes in a 31-9 victory. Overall, they had the 7th best offense in the league last year and the 6th best defense. And when you're playing that well on both sides of the ball, it's kind of hard to lose games, especially when you might possibly have the greatest QB of all time on your team. Presumably, they hit the over on their preseason win total last season, and this year it jumped all the way up to 12, which is the second highest total in the league, right behind the Chiefs, who are, I think, at 12.5. With a year under their belts to develop with Tom Brady in that offense and coming off a Super Bowl win with one of the best defenses in the league, to be honest with you, it seems hard to pass over this total or on the over there. But before we get into that prediction, let's dive into some of their offseason moves and draft picks as we look at their 2021 upcoming season. Now, the Tampa Bay Bucs in free agency managed to re-sign every single starting free agent on their team. That means the 22 starting players that led their team to the Lombardi Trophy last season are all back. And to be honest, that's not good for the league. At the same time, though, it is also not good for the Bucs in the long haul. They're going to have to pay these free agents and star players, and they have managed to put on this team at this point some good talent, but they're borrowing from cap space in the future. Once their run's up and Brady has either retired or moved on, although I don't think he's going to go to another team, he'll at least retire, you would think, things are going to slowly fall apart, and the Bucs might be back to square one. So we're not sure if they really set themselves up for the future, but really the Bucs front office and Grandstand Bettors, we really don't care about that right now. We're going to focus on the 2021 season and whether they're going to actually be able to get over the 12 games. Now, besides re-signing all their free agents, the Bucs also made a couple notable additions to an already loaded roster. At running back, the Bucs were able to sign Giovanni Bernard after his 8 seasons with the Bengals. At 30 years old, he's definitely a little past his prime, but as we saw last season when Mixon went out with injury, he's still able to run the ball efficiently and make some big plays. And that's what the Bucs were looking for, is a little bit of help to lower the load for Fournette and provide some experience for their future running back, Ronald Jones II. Now, besides this addition, the Bucs signed a few defensive players, mostly to serve as backups. And the only one that we really see seeing the field this year is going to be safety Raven Green from the Green Bay Packers. He's going to be a nice backup to Jordan Whitehead at free safety there. Looking at their draft picks this season, the Bucs selected linebacker Joe Tyrone out of Washington University with the last pick in the first round. And although he's probably not going to be a starter in week 1, he is going to serve as a good backup behind Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP, And with time to learn behind that veteran, he's probably going to be a solid starter and a playmaker to come for years with this team. In the second round, the Bucs drafted Kyle Trask out of Florida, undoubtedly just to sit on the bench and watch Tom Brady for as long as he can. This guy definitely has talent, and just like Garoppolo did for the Patriots, we like him to sit under the radar, learn from one of the best in the league, and then surprise the league when it's his time to shine. Who knows if that'll be next year or like 30 years. Depends on how long Tom wants to stay in the league. They also drafted offensive lineman Robert Hainsey out of Notre Dame, couple of linebackers, a wide receiver, and a cornerback with the remainder of their draft picks. All in all, the first few picks were good and were definitely future picks for the team, but nobody that they really drafted is going to make an immediate impact on this team, and they don't need them to. Now, if you look at the schedule, the Bucs have the fourth easiest schedule, and one of the reasons is they lost Drew Brees in their division. Drew Brees out of New Orleans. The Bucs have a clear shot now of going 6-0 in their divisional games. We still think they could cough a game up either maybe to New Orleans or Carolina. So realistically, we have them going 5-1 in those games. Against the NFC East, which they play, we have them going 3-1, and against all other NFC opponents, we have them going 1-1, losing to the Rams in Week 3, but beating Chicago at home in Week 7. This is going to give them a 9-3 record with games against the Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and Colts left. They might lose on the road to Indy and maybe at home to the Bills, but realistically, we have them going 4-1 in those games. That's going to give them a 13-4 record on the season, hitting the over only by one game. Now, even if they lose an extra game there, it's going to be a push at worst, but we certainly do not see the Bucs going under 12. They didn't lose any of their starters in free agency, and after a Super Bowl season together, it seems unrealistic to bet against them yet again with Tom Brady at the helm. In addition, we mentioned they have the fourth easiest schedule in the league, another year with Tom Brady, and we probably like them actually to be, again, the 1 or 2 seed heading into the playoffs with maybe an opportunity to go back to the Super Bowl. It would be crazy if Tom Brady wins eighth Super Bowl. That would just be nuts, and that would, I'm not saying he's not already the greatest of all time, but that would just solidify it even more. Bucs fans, what do you think your team is going to do this season? Put your thoughts in the comments below. Are you guys true Bucs fans? Any of you jump on the bandwagon? It's okay to jump on the bandwagon. Some of you might disagree with that. But Bucs fans, let us know. Over under 12 wins this year. Should be another fun year with Tom Brady under the helm. For us here at Grandstand Bettors, though, that does do it for our season preview of the Bucs. Stay tuned for tomorrow as we dive into the rest of the NFC South. As always, sit back, relax, enjoy the preseason that is going on, and we'll see you tomorrow.